chapter 17, victory of Hiranyaksha over all the directions of the universe. And today we're going to discuss verse number 26. Savar Sapugan Udhau Mahabala Charan Mahormin Chasane Ritamhu Mayur Vijagne Gadaya Bibharim Ase Divam Tatapurim Prachetasha. Savar Sapugan Udhau Mahabala Charan Mahormin Chavasin Ritamhu Mayurya Bhijagni Gadaya Vibhavarim Ase Divam Tatapurim Prachetasa. Synonyms: Sa, he, Varsa, Pugam, for many years. Udadav, in the ocean. Mahabala, mighty. Charan, moving. Mahaurmi, gigantic waves. Swasana, by the wind. Iritan, tossed. Muhu, again and again. Mayurya, iron. Abhijagne, he struck. Gadaya, with his mace. Vivavari. Asedivan, reached. Tata, oh dear Vidura. Purim, the capital. Prachetasa of Varuna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Moving about in the ocean for many years, the mighty Hiranyaksha smote the gigantic wind-tossed waves again and again with his iron mace and reached Vivavari, the capital of Varuna. Translation by His Divine Grace, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Varuna is supposed to be the predominating deity of the waters, and his capital, which is known as Vivavari, is within the watery kingdom. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyana Janashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasme Sri Gurave Namo Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Shagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishavanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpataruvescha Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you everyone for joining this wonderful Sangha where we're discussing this beautiful pastimes of the personalities, where there is this discussion between Maitreya Muni and Vidurji is taking place. And in this verse, Maitreya Muni is telling to Vidurji with "Oh dear Vidura," Tata, means as a friend, that Hiranyaksha Savarsa Pugan. That means for many years, Hiranyaksha has been plundering the waves of the ocean, the gigantic waves of the ocean, and he's plundering with his gada, with his mace. And then by plundering these waves, he's trying to seek a fight. He's basically trying to entice others to have a fight with him. And now, actually, in this point in time, he has reached ocean. Actually, before this, he has been to, the heavenly planets and has, sought a fight with Indra. Indra left. He came to the earthly planet. No one was there to fight with him. So he was not very satisfied that nobody in this material world is willing to fight with him. And now, with lack of that the so-called macho mentality of not thinking about others, now he has reached from the heavenly planets to the earthly planets to the ocean planets, and in the ocean he is plundering the waves, and now he has reached the capital of uh, Varuna, who is the predominating deity of the ocean. The name of the capital of Varuna is Vivavari. So, in this context, he has reached Vivavari seeking a real fight. So, here, when Hiranyaksha is doing these activity of seeking or trying to showcase the bala or the strength, he doesn't recognize that this bala has actually come from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here Maitreya Muni is telling Vidurji, Hiranyaksha, as we all discussed, whose eyes are fixed on gold and wealth, for many years, he was moving on the sea. Savarsa Pugan. That means for many years he's seeking a fight. These are the mentality of the demoniac people, where they're not satisfied with themselves. They want to show, they want to seek a fight. So for many years, he's moving on the sea, trying to plunder the waters, the heavenly. After the heavenly and the earthly planets, he's now in the ocean planets, trying to seek a fight, inviting um, anyone in this land of ocean to fight. So we have to recognize a couple of things here. What are the characteristics of these people? These people who are demoniac, who are asuras, and in this case, this demoniac people are there everywhere. The mentality of plundering others, trying to create viciousness, trying to create trouble is there with everybody, with all demoniac people. So we have to see, Srila Prabhupada has just wrote a line in his purport, but there is a lot to be said in this verse, that these personalities are always seeking sense gratification, in a sense that they have forgotten that they have come from the Supreme and they have a relationship with the Supreme. They have totally forgotten that, and with forgetting that, they have resorting to sense gratification, and they're always forgetful. So all demoniac people, if you look, and we'll take some examples during this, I think some devotees are not on mute. You can mute it. We'll have questions when you can unmute later. So these personalities, they're always forgetful. They have recognized that their prior generations and the current generation, whenever there is an element of lack of religiosity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has come and have taken care. But they don't recognize. Their prior generations have fought, they lost, and now they want to keep up a fight without recognizing that there is a higher cause, and they're always forgetful. And they always try to trouble others. These demoniac personalities, they always try to trouble others. In the sense, here Varunji, who is the king or the presiding deity of ocean, he's relatively elder. He doesn't want a fight.
Amritananda Babu?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So they are always trying to others, and so if we look at this good scriptures, That means Krishna is telling that he is the strength of the strong. The understanding that the strength of Hiranyaksha has come from himself and not from the Supreme is a foolish way to recognize. So here, Krishna is saying beautifully that he is the strength of the strong. Any strength we possess is because of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it's just not with conscious people who think that the strength of ours, the intelligence of ours is all because of the boon of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But even scientists like Newton and Einstein, they have recognized that the spark through which they understood that the the apple is falling down, not going up, that spark of intelligence is because of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even if they have gone on to solve many equations, but at the end of the day, they recognize that they are very ordinary people, but they got extraordinary intelligence through the spark from the Supreme, and they're very conscious. Likewise, Einstein was very conscious. And so anybody who is trying to think that he is strong and his intelligence because of his own deeds, he is actually recognizing that an element of forgetfulness, that the intelligence comes from the Supreme, the strength comes from the Supreme. And here, Hiranyaksha, instead of recognizing that the strength has come from the Supreme, he is trying to showcase his strength by going out and plundering the waves of the water. And that is where Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned, Krishna Bhuli Sai Jiva Anadi Bahir Mukha. That means forgetting Krishna, the living entity, has been attracted by the external feature from time immemorial. Therefore, the illusory energy gives him all kinds of misery in this material existence. So Krishna Bhuli. So whenever any devotee or any personality have forgotten Krishna, the demoniac propensity tends to foster. And when this demoniac propensity fosters, then the person never ever try to fix themselves, and they always try to trouble others. And this troubling of others is a demoniac mentality, the forgetfulness that we are not part and parcel of the Supreme, and always seeking sense gratification are the three strong attributes of all demoniac people. And we all have little of these. We tend to forget, if we tend to forget our rounds, and this envy which creeps in with everyone, with most of the people. They tend to trouble others, and always seeking sense gratification. So likewise, Hiranyaksha was full of puffed offness. He has forgotten that his strength has come from the Supreme, and he's just going out plundering and seeking a fight. And the seeking a fight is actually trying to trouble others. And whenever he is kind of banging his gada on the water, so many aquatics are getting killed, but he is not worried about that. He just wants to seek sense gratification, and he wants to trouble others. So these kind of personalities are present everywhere, and we just have to cleanse our hearts by feeling and learning from this, that we should shed this demoniac mentality in whatever way we can, so that whenever we do our sadhana, it becomes better and better. So Prahlad Maharaj, during his childhood, when Hiranyakashipu asked Sanda and Amarka to sort of teach them that he's the supreme, but Prahlad Maharaj was always feeling that Hari is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he has had so many dialogues with his father, and this is the intermediate dialogue, after which there is no dialogue. He resorted to punishing, physically abusing Prahlad Maharaj, in a very bad way. But this is the dialogue where Prahlad Maharaj is saying to his dad, who is Hiranyakashipu, who is the brother of Hiranyaksha, "O best of asuras, king of demons, as far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who has accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety because of having fallen in a dark well, andhakupam." So Prahlad Maharaj uses this, the word andhakupam, that the people who are materially engrossed and have taken this temporary body and in this household life is full of anxiety, and because they have fallen in this andhakupam, this dark well, where there is no water but only suffering. So and the solution Prahlad Maharaj is giving, and Srila Prabhupada has nicely quoted, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, "Vanangato yad dharim ashrayata." That means one should give up position and go to forest. Forest means vanam. And Srila Prabhupada is saying more clearly, one should go to Vrindavan, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and should take shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this life, as Prahlad Maharaj through his dialogues with his dad, Hiranyakasipu, he's saying this material life with our attitude of trying to get sense gratification is like a dark well. And once you fall in the dark well, there's no water, but only suffering and only suffering. And and uh, and here he is referring to his dad as the king of demons. But the king of demons has other issues, as we discussed. He is forgetful that he is part and parcel of the Supreme. He is into sense gratification, and he is into troubling everyone, and to the extent of troubling his son, which is unthinkable in even in this material world, where majority of the people don't trouble their kids. So this is where the demoniac qualities. So when Angad went to Ravana, and Ravana proclaimed who you are, and Angad said, "You are the one who was caught in my dad's armpit during the old times." Actually, what happened was Bali, Angad's father, was leading a very conscious life. At the time, he was not puffed up, as we saw in the Kiskinda pastime, where he took Sugriv's wife, and but at that time, Bali, Angad's father, was very conscious. So someone told Ravana that Bali is very powerful. So he came and he caught a fight. Basically, these demoniac people, they want to trouble others. They always want to trouble others, and they want to catch a fight. And Vali was so strong in front of Ravana that he kind of, after the fight, he put Ravana in the tail, and then he lifted Ravana under his armpit, and he just took him to his kingdom. And the same Ravana has forgotten that he was bruised and battered by someone, and still has not learned, and he's taking up a fight. So this is the forgetfulness. We forget about the Supreme. That's one thing. And at the top of the world, we always have that illusory thing that anything bad which has happened to us in past will not happen. And Ravana, see, several years later, he does another mistake, because these personalities are so terrible that they will never ever understand the Supreme's methods. And the same Ravana, part of a fight with Sahasrabahu Arjuna. I just wanted to give this example because I wanted to emphasize that these demoniac personalities who want to catch a fight, they have never understood from the past. And some of the devotees, we all included, sometimes we tend to repeat the mistakes again and again. And this is where we have to think that whenever we're repeating the mistakes again and again, we have truly not learned from the experience, and the experience is meant to make us better. Bad experiences are meant to make us better every time, but sometimes by virtue of our forgetfulness, by virtue of our illusory recognition of the situation, we never learn, and we keep doing the mistakes again and again. And with Sahasrabahu Arjuna, Sahasrabahu was once upon a time went to a river with his wives to have a picnic, and then Ravan and his wives requested, what can you do to show us that you are very powerful? And at the same time, Ravana had come over to that area to do some yajna to please Lord Shiva. And then when the wives of Sahasrabhahu Arjuna asked for Sahasrabhahu Arjuna to show them something powerful, he was so powerful that he had power of 1,000 arms in one arm, and he kind of stopped the flow of the river. And when the flow of the river stopped, Ravana got bewildered, and Ravana inquired, who is this person who is causing this mayhem? And then he got a fight with Sahasrabhahu Arjuna, and Sahasrabhahu Arjuna plundered Ravana in such a way that he literally took him to his kingdom and put him, and subsequently Ravana's paternal grandfather Pulastamuni had to come and beg and then release Ravana from Sahasrabhahu Arjuna. So the same Ravana is beaten big time across multiple situations, multiple pastimes we have seen, but still he has not learned, and he's still trying to inflict that element of trouble by stealing Mother Sita. And then and Ramji has given him so many opportunities, but he still doesn't understand because of the sheer forgetfulness of the demoniac mentality. So whenever we are forgetting a lot, we should recognize that this aspect of asura mentality or demoniac mentality is the demoniac propensity is 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 coming into our mind, and we are not conscious enough to recognize. And there's this example of Kamsa as well. He was told that the eighth child of Devaki will be the cause, but still he wants to fight the inevitable. So there are natural predictions, and we always think that we are some very strong personality and we want to defy the inevitable. But on the contrary, devotees are very calm. They want to take shelter of the Supreme, and they're very composed, poised, and they lead a very calm life without troubling others, not trying to mess things around, and not indulging into too much sense gratification. So the contrast is very much in front of us, that how to shed the demoniac mentality. So when Maitreya Muni is telling Vidurji with a very loving exchange about the plundering of Hiranyaksha as he's approaching Vivavari, the capital of Varunji, he is exhibiting these demoniac mentality, puffed uppness, forgetfulness, trying to proclaim superiority, even if he knows that he is not superior enough. So there are so many examples where the demoniac qualities of various different personalities in Srimad Bhagavatam is exhibited. And here Hiranyaksha, who was born at a time which was not convenient, or rather it was not auspicious, he has come out and he's creating havoc everywhere. And in future we're going to go over a situation where Varunji is going to tell that he is too old to catch a fight, and he should probably catch a fight with Hari, who is the supreme. And then, the the next set of verses are going to become very meaningful, because it is setting the stage for what a demon can do. And whenever there is a degradation of religious affairs and the demoniac propensity increase, how the supreme personality of Godhead can come. He can come in any form or size, half lion, half man. He can come as a boar. He can come as a fish. He can come in any form to showcase that the truth will prevail, and the demoniac mentality of these personalities are going to be curbed and will be curtailed, because this demoniac personalities are there. The demonic personalities are also there with around us. Hiranaksha has gone, but he has already left the puffed upness, left the forgetfulness, left uh, seeking seeking win from nowhere mentality, and these kind of personalities are still around. And if we have these qualities, we should try to recognize the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Amala Purana, and clear ourselves from these vices so that we become a better person, better devotee. And these are all very profound discussion points, and we should try to sort of adhere to it. So we can go on and on, but one thing just wanted to say that here it's kind of building the case for a fight with Sri Hari, which is coming up, and Hiranaksha is uh, is is trying to sort of to seek a fight. He is going for many years. I mean, sometimes when you seek a fight, there's no fighter, you just let it go and move on. But as you can see, for many years, Hiranaksha is going around, hitting the gada or iron mace, and trying to reach Vivavari, and the capital of Varuna, to catch a fight. And catching a fight is sometimes people are so intoxicated to win at any cost that they would like to fight, even if the person who they are fighting do not want to fight. They would entice, they would ignite, they would do all kind of things to really sort of lift him up for the fight. And here is this personality, which is who is trying to catch a fight at any cost, so that he wants to show that he is powerful, and he just want to show off, without recognizing that there is someone supreme who is waiting to crush him down. And so beautiful words to ponder, and give up our um, vices, which will make us better devotees. So with that, I'd like to end here. Any question or comments we can discuss if we have time. Otherwise, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Hema Jagannatha. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. Today's Parna time is just there are from
6:58 to
10:49.
10:49.
6:58 to 10:49 a.m. Today is also the disappearance of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and Srila Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. Our Prayojan Guru, Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis. Yeah. Also, I just got a message from Jai Prakash Prabhu. His mother is not doing that well. Her oxygen level is going low. So we'll offer our prayers, which we chant today, for her, Lord Nrsimhadev for her. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai
Padma Ugram
Vigravira Mahavishnu
Sarvatam
Mukham
Nrsimham
Nrsimham
Vishnu
Vishnu
Bhadram
Bhadram
Mrityunjayam
Namamyam.
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpataruvascha kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavane veo Vaishnavyo namaha. Vaishnavinda ki jai, Gaita Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Namaste.
Thank you, Hema Jagannatha.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.